Welcome back to a brand new video. It's me, I'm Stark, and we're gonna be reacting to scary hotel horror stories while we're in a hotel.
This is a story from my foolish early 20s.
Early 20s?
At that time, I was really into ghost hunting.
You lost me there. What kind of person is into ghost hunting? Sure, you can find ghosts interesting. You can look them up on YouTube, on Google, just read about it, watch horror movies, but if one of my friends says, yo, I got a new hobby, and they tell me it's ghost hunting, across the face. Are you insane? Next thing you're gonna say, your hobby is jumping off of tall buildings.
I had a best friend named Joshua, and we always went to supposedly haunted places.
See, I wonder if Joshua is the bad influence or if the narrator is the bad influence. One of these two were the first to start ghost hunting, and then they brought the other one along, and now they're both ghost hunting.
Then one day, we decided to visit a hotel that was famous for being haunted. There was nothing special about the hotel, other than the fact that it was a slightly old-looking building that...
What do you mean there was nothing special about the hotel? You just said there's ghosts in there. I hope this hotel doesn't have ghosts. You want a room tour? This right here is where I'm recording. This is like my desk. Got like a lamp right here. I'm not gonna lie, yo. This is kind of cozy. Y'all see this? We even got a phone. Old school phone. I know how this works. I ain't that old. And look, I closed the curtains, so I was hoping it'd be better for the sound, but we can actually open them. Yo, that makes everything look way less scary. Go ahead and close these. Yo, you know what the craziest part about this room is? I don't know if y'all ever been in a hotel, but this is like the mini bar, and usually everything in here is like outrageously expensive. But I found this. It says it's free. Let's see what's in there. See, we got, ooh, what's this? These are bio cashews Würzig. I think those are cashews. You see this tiny bag? If you actually had to pay for this, this would probably be like what, $9? Nah, I'm crazy. This will probably be like $6, which is still outrageous. Ooh, they even got chocolate. Wait, who puts chocolate bars inside of a fridge? Is that a thing? Are you supposed to do that? Oh, this ain't chocolate. It's chocolate. Chocolate. Oh yeah, we ain't gonna touch that. Okay, I lied. I actually already took some water out. Okay, so I got video proof that this was here. So yeah, it's not that big of a room, but it's nice. Here, shower's right here. You know, you can shower in front of the window. It's pretty cool though. Nothing like the story we're about to react to.
that had eerie music playing in the lobby.
Okay.
We entered the haunted room while singing a song that was supposed to summon ghosts.
So how do you find a haunted hotel like this? Do you just go on like Airbnb or like Booking or like any of those other hotel websites? You just check the filter for haunted? How do you even find this? Like there gotta be a way for them to find this, right?
I was reading an article about the place on my cell phone, posted on a ghost hunting community.
They say there are 3 rules that must be followed in room 704.
704.
First, never allow food smells to be...
Dude, this is literally room 704. Just kidding.
In room 704. First, never allow food smells to be present in the room.
What?
Second,
Why not?
always wear clothes in the room. Third,
What's the point of booking a hotel room then?
never leave the closet in the living room open for more than 1 minute.
What?
Then Joshua asked.
What happens if you don't follow those rules?
I answered.
It says your intestines will be pulled out.
What?
By who?
What? Out of what? Okay, that's crazy. This ain't even a ghost story. What do you mean your intestines are gonna be pulled out? I really hope nobody can hear me right now because they might call the cops on me.
Pulled out. By who?
That's what I want to
Is
know.
there a horrible monster hiding in here?
Then he swung open the closet door in the living room. It was empty but had a foul smell. Plugging his nose, he said.
Wait, so is this hotel like abandoned? Because they're already in the room. I didn't see them go to the reception area. That's always, like when I had this room, I had to wait for like 15 minutes because my room wasn't ready. So I was just sitting there awkwardly like...
He swung open the closet door in the living room. It was empty but had a foul smell.
Oh, that's food.
Plugging his nose, he said.
Someone must have pooped here before.
Then as he closed the closet door,
In the closet?
he continued.
Oh, I'm hungry. Let's have some food and start hunting ghosts.
Okay, I think I know who the bad influence is. How are you gonna smell something that's so bad you think somebody took a dookie there? And the next thing you say, I'm hungry. What do you mean? Did that give you an appetite? What kind of food are you eating?
He called room service on the phone. However, the staff said that room service was not available for this room.
Okay, so it's not abandoned. There is staff, but the staff refuses to give room service to this room. What is it? Is this room like $10? Why would they keep letting people check into this room? I want to know what the economics are right here.
He got angry and complained to the staff, who eventually offered to bring him food. But the staff told him that he had to finish eating within 10 minutes and put the dishes out in the hallway. Soon, our steaks and hamburgers arrived, and we started to chow down while looking for traces of
So
the
the
ghost.
staff knows this room is
While we
no
were
good.
using the electromagnetic wave meter, the closet door suddenly burst open. We looked at the closet in shock, and at that moment we saw something that would haunt us forever. It was a strange creature that looked like the heads and arms of about 7 people stuck together.
What? That was in the closet the entire time? Alright, so obviously the staff didn't want to bring food up because they were scared that they wouldn't finish the food. Because once again, if you leave the smell of food in the room, apparently your intestines get pulled out or something like that. I'm starting to think the reason why they do that is because they want that food that's in your tummy.
It had no legs, and the many heads and arms all moved separately.
Ew, look at those thumbs though.
The forearms and head were extremely large, and the faces were as pale and expressionless as corpses.
It's even got a mustache. A dusty mustache. Where's that nose hair? I can't tell.
It crawled to our food and started eating the leftover steak. I tried to film it with my camera, but the camera couldn't capture it. The being ate in an instant and went back into the closet and closed the door.
How does that make any sense?
When I saw it, I was filled with fear, and I said to Joshua,
I have to get home before that monster gets hungry again.
Why did he say it so nonchalantly? Hold on, these guys have been ghost hunting for a while. Who's to say this is the first time they've seen a monster? This might actually be the 3rd time just this week.
Then he said,
What are you talking about? You can't just leave after seeing something sexy like that.
That's definitely the bad influence. What are you talking about? Sexy? Huh?
Then he ran and pounded on the closet.
Nah, Joshua is a menace.
Hey, monster, try this too.
This
He
dude's gonna
threw
get
off
us
his
killed.
t-shirt and patted his bulging stomach.
Do you want to try human meat too? Look at this plump skin.
He opened the closet door, but it was empty. I
Now
chuckled.
hold on, this guy might be better off getting a different hobby like jumping off tall buildings. What the heck is he doing, bro? He's pulling the other guy in with him.
At him, but the flame of fear was still burning in his chest. We watched TV, hunted around a bit, and soon fell asleep. But after a while, I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of a scream. And when I looked in the direction of the sound, I saw the huge being.
Wait, they stayed in the room?
Sitting on top of Joshua, pinning his arms and legs
would you do
down
that?
while sniffing his stomach. Then his numerous hands began tearing at Joshua's stomach. I wondered if I was dreaming, but Joshua's loud screams pierced my ears.
He brought that onto himself. Let's get this straight. He knew what the rules were, he knew the monster was real, and then the next thing he did was just break the other rules. Why would you do that? He had a death wish. He got what he wanted. He's happy now.
Ah! I'll give you something else. Please stop!
It wasn't a dream.
What's he gonna give him?
I screamed.
Joshua!
I kicked at that huge thing as hard as I could, but it didn't budge and pulled on my leg.
Nah, this dude is a real one. Did y'all see that? He kicked the monster.
Then it squirmed its heads around in an attempt to bite my stomach. I barely escaped by kicking at the heads like crazy. My legs were shaking so hard that I fell to the floor. The being looked at me and started eating Joshua's intestines.
Ugh.
Joshua mumbled breathlessly.
Louis, I should have just gone home.
I called
You
the hotel
don't
lobby and,
say.
out of breath, spoke to the staff.
Now, in the room, my friend is being eaten.
The employee asked me what I was talking about.
What?
I shouted.
Quickly, grab a knife, a gun, or anything.
know
and
about
get
the monster,
up
right?
here.
I hung up and ran back to Joshua. The giant being laughed gleefully as it chewed his intestines.
That cannot smell good. At least now we know why the closet smelled that bad though. It's probably somebody else's intestines. By the way, I'm wondering, how much does his staff really know? They didn't want to bring up food, so they definitely know about the rules. They probably know that the room is haunted, but do they know it's haunted by this kind of creature? And do they know that if you break any of the rules, it pulls out your intestines? Or could the staff be in on it?
I took out the Bible from the drawer and recited some verses out loud, but the being did not respond and continued eating. There was nothing I could do. I cried out in despair and fear.
Just get out
Right
of there.
then, a hotel employee knocked, and as soon as he came inside and saw the gruesome scene, he vomited. The gigantic being had already disappeared. Blood stains stretched from the bed to the closet.
Wait, is he gonna get blamed
The
for this?
employee immediately reported it to the police. When the police arrived, they were distressed to find Joshua's intestines missing without a
How'd
trace.
that happen?
The police officers just stood there dumbfounded and kept repeating that this couldn't be happening. A few days later, I went back to the hotel room.
Why would you do that?
This couldn't be happening. A few days later, I went back to the hotel room to see the manager, who yelled at me.
Your friend called it. It doesn't eat human meat.
I shouted at him.
What? Okay, so obviously the manager knows about the monster, but he's trying to switch blame to somebody else because like, no, the monster don't eat human meat. Can't be my monster. He'd never do that, bro. You guys got to remember that room is probably marketing. A lot of ghost hunters spend a lot of money to stay in that room, so that's why they're not closing it down, and that's why they keep letting people sleep in there. But again, most people aren't as dumb as Joshua. They won't break the rules, so usually it ain't no problem. But sometimes somebody like Joshua pulls up, and then I guess you got to send in some extra cleaners. It's all about the money, baby.
Your friend called it. It doesn't eat human meat.
I shouted at him.
You already knew what could happen?
Then he sighed and said,
You knew what would happen. Y'all literally read the rules. It literally said your intestines will be pulled out if you break any of the rules. Y'all broke at least 2 rules that I know about, and then somebody's intestines got pulled out.
As long as we fed them animal intestines once a day, there were no problems. That room is the most expensive room, so it would be a waste to leave it empty.
Holy crap, I was just playing around, but it's actually true. Okay, so they keep that monster happy by feeding it animal intestines. So they know about the monster and they're feeding it. But why the heck is that room the most expensive room? I don't get it.
But you provoked them.
I told him.
Okay, it must be hard for you to keep feeding that bastard, but I'll take this opportunity to get rid of it for you.
What credentials does this guy have?
So just wait a minute.
I went back angry, and for the next 6 months I trained, learning deadly martial arts. Then I went back to the hotel room to
Dude, bro was like, I'm gonna hunt monsters and ghosts, but before that, I gotta learn how to box.
learning deadly martial arts. Then I went back to the hotel room to avenge Joshua, to tear that monster apart.
So this is like 6 months
I packed
later.
up a bunch of sharp weapons and went. I set out a bunch of pig intestines in front of the closet
Disgusting.
and shouted, holding a dagger in each hand.
The highest quality pork has arrived.
After a while,
That's
I
corny,
heard the
bro.
closet door open and saw it. That gigantic being. It began to eagerly tear into the pig intestines in front of it.
What do y'all think? Is he gonna beat it, yes or no? Because last time he tried kicking it, it didn't budge. But now he knows martial arts, so maybe now it's gonna be different.
But among the many faces that writhed around its body, I saw one familiar face. That was Joshua.
No. All the faces are of past victims. That is actually a crazy plot twist, guys. I'm gonna go to sleep now.